I just like the sound of it.
100, 100, 100.
I had to get it 100 nights. I had to go get a better price. I had to fight like 100 nights. War never, I did 100 nights. You think
Read, remember, repeat.
Y'all know what come first in this show. We definitely showing love. If y'all know my body, y'all know we showing some love on this show. Shout outs to Doc Spills and Iron Mastery Academy. Like I told you, they making trading simple. Learning how to invest by just simply matching your colors. You match your colors and you win trades, man. I'm telling you guys, this is simple. And I think this is what we all should be getting into as far as managing our own money and managing our own finances.
Wristwatch, go TikTok, but it ain't there for the timing. I put that boy on payroll. He conversate with the clients. This ain't no baby boy shit. This only here for the
Surround your mind with greatness. Some of it will rub off. This is my office. This is where I start my day. And every day I read something. Form a habit of reading every day. It's about Proctor.
Oh, and like, I love what you're doing as far as the read, remember, repeat, because that's imperative, man. A lot of times, including myself, when I first started getting back into reading.
And always, family, remember this. Read, remember, and repeat.
All
you have to do is
that, man. Big Mitch, man. Thank you.
I had to fight like 100 nights. War never, I did 100 nights. You think you cool with 100 likes? You think it's cool for 100 nights? This year I'm taking 100 flights. I'm here good for 100 nights.
We remember repeat gang. Shit, how y'all feeling, man? It's the night episode, right? And I hope everybody had a good day today. You know what I mean? I'm speaking it on you. I'm wishing it on you. Wishing tomorrow a better day for you, right? We on chapter 11, family. We on chapter 11. Napoleon Hill's Philosophy of Success, the 17 original lessons. Please tap into this series. This is some amazing info, and I'm ready to share some more with y'all. Let's go. Chapter 11, Learning from Adversity and Defeat. The central theme of this principle may be stated in one simple sentence. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. I'm going to read that again. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or a greater benefit. At first, this statement may be difficult to accept, but let us examine the evidence of its truth before we try to pass judgment on its soundness. Everyone knows that failure and physical pain are part of nature's common language in which she speaks to every living creature. This language brings human beings into the spirit of humility so they may acquire wisdom and understanding. The turning point at which one begins to attain success in the higher brackets of achievement is usually marked by some outstanding defeat or failure. Recognition of this fact may in itself mark the most important turning point of one's life, because it may lead to the astounding discovery that temporary defeat not be accepted as failure, that most so-called failures represent only temporary defeat, which may prove to be a blessing in disguise. Although the circumstances of life are such that everyone must undergo a certain amount of temporary defeat, one may find hope in the knowledge that every such defeat carries with it the seed of an equivalent benefit. This knowledge enables one to modify one's mental reaction. Instead of accepting defeat as permanent failure, defeat is never the same as failure unless and until it has been accepted as such. Our strength, said Emerson, grows out of our weakness. Not until we are pricked and stung and sorely shot at does it awaken the indignation which arms itself with secret forces. A great man is always willing to be little. Whilst he sits on the cushion of advantage, he goes to sleep. When he is pushed, tormented, defeated, he has a chance to learn something. He has been put on his wits, on his manhood. He has gained facts, learned his ignorance is cured of the insanity of conceit. He has got moderation and real skill. There you have the major benefits of defeat. They have been stated by a great thinker in terms anyone may understand and whose soundness anyone may test by one's own experience. Defeat, of course, does not promise the full-blown flower of benefit, only the seed from which some benefit equivalent in scope to the defeat may be attained. The seed must be recognized. It must be germinated, nurtured, and cultivated by definiteness of purpose. The seed will not germinate except by these means, for here, as everywhere, nature looks with disfavor on the endeavor to obtain something for nothing. Yes, there is a wheel on which the affairs of men revolve, and although it prevents anyone from always being fortunate, it also prevents anyone from always being unfortunate. This wheel may be likened to a great river, one half of which flows in one direction and carries all who enter it to inevitable success, while the other half flows in the opposite direction and as definitely carries all who enter it to failure and defeat. The river is not imaginary but real. It might well be called the river of life. It exists in the power of human thought, dwells in the mind of man, and is the one and only power over which human beings have been provided with full and complete right of unchallenged and unchallengeable control. The success side of the river of life is attainable through definiteness, applied faith. The mastermind and a willingness to go the extra mile, the big four of the 17 principles of individual achievement, banks may fail and sweep away one's material fortune. Friends and loved ones may pass away. Ill health may make its appearance. Cheaters may steal, and liars may destroy reputation and deprive one of favorable opportunities. Unfavorable seasons may destroy the fruits of one's labor through drought or tornado. Business depressions may deprive one of honest employment. All of these and many more unavoidable circumstances, which are clearly beyond one's immediate control, may and often do overtake individuals. Yet, each and every one of them carries with it the seed of an equivalent benefit. Near Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, a farmer may be the name of Milo C. Jones, operated a small farm. Although his physical health was good, he seemed unable to make his farm yield more than the bare necessities of life. Late in life, he was overtaken by an unavoidable circumstance that most men would accept as failure. He was stricken by double paralysis and was put to bed by relatives who believed him to be a hopeless and invalid. For weeks he remained in bed, unable to move a single muscle. All he had left was his mind, the one great power he had drawn upon so rarely because he had earned his living by the use of his brawn. Out of sheer necessity, he discovered that mind and began to draw upon it. Almost immediately, he discovered a seed of an equivalent benefit that was destined to compensate him for his misfortune. He recognized the seed, germinated by applying the mastermind principle and put it to use. The seed consisted of a single idea, an idea, let us remember, that he probably would never have discovered had he had not been driven to it by temporary defeat. Family is source time. Let's jump right into it.
You got to go by what you know. And if you've got a knowing inside, I'm going to do this, then you can do it. You got to realize that you got the same power as Edison did or Ford. They're no different than us. They look different, they sound different, they did different things. But they're all operating with the same power and the same laws. This is so important when we get this. You're all-knowing. That's within you. Everywhere you go. Now, that's such a big idea. It's so easy just to let it drift away. Man, this is not your religion. Let's get back to earth. No. This is real. This is the real deal. We're only here for a short time. We're not here for a long time. But we can make it a good time. And we can make it big. You got to go by what you know.
Back. Yes, we are back, family. Let's finish out strong. Tomorrow's a new day. So hopefully this source right here can help your dreams right now and, just help you calm your mind, and stay on that straight path. Let's go. After the idea had been thoroughly organized in his mind, Jones called members of his family and revealed it to them. I can no longer work with my hands, he began, so I have decided to work with my mind. The rest of you will have to take the place of my hands. I wish you to plant every acre of our farm you can spare in corn, then start raising pigs with that corn. Slaughter the pigs while they are young and tender, then convert them into sausage. Let us call it Little Pig Sausage. We will sell it directly to the retail stores all over the country. The family went to work as directed. In a few years, the trade name of Little Pig Sausage became a household by word throughout the nation, and the Jones family became far richer than they had ever dreamed. Milo C. Jones lived to see himself a multimillionaire, and all of his fortune was earned on the same farm that, previous to his misfortune, had yielded him but a scant living. He had switched over from the failure side of the river of life to the success side of the stream. A prolonged illness often forces one to stop, look, listen, and think. Thus, one may approach an understanding of the still, small voice that speaks from within and take inventory of the causes that have led to defeat and failure in the past. The death of a dear friend, spouse, brother, or lover, which seemed nothing but privation, later assumes the aspect of a guide or genius. It commonly revolutionizes our way of life, terminates an epoch of infancy or youth that was waited to be closed, breaks up an unwanted occupation or household or style of living, or allows the formation of new ones more friendly to the growth of character. It permits or constrains the formation of new acquaintances and the reception of new influences that prove to be of first importance. The man or woman who would have remained a sunny garden flower with no room for its roots and too much sunshine for its head is, by the falling of the walls and the neglect of the gardener, made the banyan of the forest, yielding shade and fruit to wide neighborhoods of men. Thus speaks the philosopher, who determines causes by analyzing their effects, for he discovers that every human experience, whether it be pleasant or unpleasant, has within it the seed of some good. Abraham Lincoln, whom many believe to have been our greatest American citizen, was born in poverty and illiteracy. The circumstances of his birth and early life were beyond his control. As a young man, he aspired to be a merchant, but adversity overtook him, and so did the sheriff. He turned to the study of law, but his lack of skill was such that he found but few clients. He joined the army, was inducted as a captain, and was sent to fight Indians in the West. When he returned, he had been demoted to the status of a private, and some believe he was lucky to have been court-martialed. Everything he touched turned to failure. At long last, he was overtaken by the greatest misfortune of his meteoric life when Anne Rutledge, the woman he truly loved, passed away. That adversity reached down deeply into the great soul of Abraham Lincoln. The nobody from nowhere awakened the secret forces within that soul and brought forth a great American emancipator. Verily, there is no such thing as failure, save only the circumstance that is accepted as such. When you have been struck down by circumstances that you regard as failure, remember that you may be face to face with the needed turning point in your life, from which you may change your course, get on a new road, and acquire new courage, new vision, and a new will to win. The compensating benefits of failure and defeat often cannot be seen or recognized as benefits until one looks backwards at the experiences after a sufficient lapse of time to provide a healing of the wounds. A great philosopher has truly said, God never takes anything away from anyone without replacing it with something better. The history of mankind proves the soundness of this statement, and the evolutionary forces that have lifted civilization upward and onward prove it. Time eventually corrects all evil and rights all wrongs for those who recognize that adversity doth often teach men lessons they would learn only by adversity. Test this principle of learning from defeat and benefiting by adversity by any method the imagination can conceive. Measure it by all the evidence that may be at hand, and it will remain unshaken as a sound principle, as inexorable as the laws that give order, orderly, orderliness to the universe. Despite the soundness of this principle, No one courts adversity or failure. Most people will desire to avoid failure wherever they can anticipate it. One may not always control the outward effects of defeat when it involves the loss of material things or damages other people, but one may control one's own reactions to the experience and profit by it. Family, page 130. Like I said, we almost done with the book. We'll be done with this book by next week. And we'll do it together. That's the best part. Read, remember, repeat. Let's go.
TikTok, but it ain't there for the timing. I put that boy on payroll. He conversate with the clients. This ain't no baby boy shit. This only here for the Titans. Big buyers, only big buying. Big fish scale, no shrimp flying. Denzel movie bullets flying, but they miss by him. Dropping fluids, don't slip by him. Yeah, I had to get like 100 wins. I used my heart in 100 limbs. I had to cut off 100.
It's presidential, the outcome evidential. We strive for higher mental. This time no accidental. We shine because we special. No Kim, Kali, or Kendall. The others, I ain't forget you. Some stories just isn't mental. I'm loving this instrumental, ayy. I write my life down with a pencil, ayy. Never paid attention, but I should've. Never finished blocks, cause shorty just got shot outside of the sandbox. It ain't inspiring. Product of the environment, tired of seeing these niggas dying, mothers and fathers crying. We all hear the iron, did you hear it too? Or maybe this one, it ain't meant for you. I think about now and when I'm finished too. I think about mind, body, and spiritual. Like leaving something going, you still feel it too. And writing these bars, know what I finna do. Put it on the wall and laugh about how we did it too. I'm praying all the good for you. But dog, I don't really know what's good for you. But listen to the end of you and don't believe in difficult. Focus on the visual, I swear we going digital. Bitcoin rising, this shit is visible. If you listen to those raps, this shit is minimal. Unless you out here trying to be a criminal. Most of the shit is taken from us, it ain't additional. No broken bones, but this medicinal loud. I get the feeling that you wishing you could go get it now. Everybody that's around start to look like a crowd. You gotta look inside yourself and start from the ground. Analyze who is there and analyze who is not. I ain't talking about family, I ain't talking about the block. I'm talking about you and everything that you got. The conductor of the train, the only one to make it stop. And the pilot on the plane, the only one to make it hop. That's when I found out it was cream in the crops. I'm on my way to the top, and now I'm getting a lot. Push foreigns off of the lot, dividing them into lots. I look like I hit a lot. We turning up on the yacht, we shining a billion watts. We tying a trillion knots. They trying to boycott, they want with the boycott. Damn.